Hello everyone, good evening to one and all, and warm welcome to my dear colleagues and respected faculty. So today I am here to give you a presentation on the topic called as supply chain drivers, which is in the subject supply chain management. Fine, so without getting any late, I would like to start the topic. Fine. So what are supply chain drivers exactly? Now, the supply chain metrics are defined by establishing specific parameters which are used in quantifying and defining supply chain performance. The metrics can be utilized in the inventory accuracy and turnover metrics to be inventory to sales ratio. Now, what are the drivers of supply chain? The major drivers of supply chain performance consist of three logistical drivers and three cross-functional drivers. Fine. So what are logistical drivers? In logistical drivers, we can see below is facilities, inventory and transportation. In cross-functional drivers, we can see that information, sourcing and pricing are the cross-functional drivers. Fine. The company supply chain achieves the balance between responsiveness and efficiency that best meets the need of the company competitive strategy. Fine. What is best for this industry? The company will implement the same. Now this is diagrammatic representation of the drivers of the supply chain. Fine. And the drivers of the supply chain performance. On the left hand side you can see the efficiency parameter, and the right hand side you can see the responsiveness parameter. Fine. And below in the supply chain structure we can see the inventory, transportation, facility, information, sourcing and pricing. Fine. These all are drivers. Okay. So based on the need and the strategy which we are going to implement, we have to, and the domain in which the particular company is being set up, we need to choose those drivers. Fine. For the better efficiency. Now what is facility? Facility are the actual physical locations in the supply chain network where products are stored, assembled or fabricated. The two major types of facilities are production sites, that is on factory, and storage sites, that is warehouses. Fine. Factories can be built to accommodate one of two approaches to manufacturing. Now what is product focus? A factory that takes a product focus performs the range of different operations required to make a given product line, from fabrication of different products variety to assemble on this part. Functional focus. The functional focus approach concentrates on performing few operations such as only making a select groups of parts or doing only assembly. Fine. Warehousing. There are three main approaches to use in warehousing. Okay. Now what is warehousing? And what is the below approaches that is using warehousing, right? So first is the stock keeping unit, SKU storage. In this approach, all of the given types of the products is stored together. Fine. Job lot storage. In this approach, all different products related to the needs of the certain types of customers or related to the needs of a particular job are stored together. So depends on the segmentation of the particular product and its uses. Fine. And third one is the cross docking. In this approach, product is not actually warehoused in the facility. Instead, the facility is used to house a process where trucks from the suppliers arrive and unload large quantity of the products. Fine. These large lots are then broken down into smaller lots. Smaller lots of different products are recombined according to the needs of the day and quickly loaded onto outbound trucks that deliver the product to the final destination. So it's very simple. There is nothing to explain in detail. So the fundamental trade-off that managers face when making the facility decisions between the cost of the numbers, location and type of facilities and the level of the responsiveness that these facilities provide the company customer. Fine. What is inventory? Inventory encompasses all the raw material, work in progress and finished goods within the supply chain. Fine. Changing inventory policies can dramatically alter the supply chain efficiency and responsiveness. So any change in supply chain or the inventory can affect the supply chain. Fine. There are three basic decisions to make regarding the creations and holding of inventory. The first one is cycle inventory. This is the amount of inventory needed to satisfy demand for the product in the period between purchase of the order. Fine. What is safety inventory? Safety inventory is that inventory which is held as a buffer against the uncertainty. So it means it's a stock in emergency. Fine. If demand forecasting could be done with perfect accuracy, then only inventory that will be needed will be cycle inventory. Fine. Now what is seasonal inventory? This is the inventory that is built up in the anticipation of predictable increases in demand that occur at the certain times of the year. So for example, sale of the umbrella gets increases in the season of rainy seasons. Fine. So we can consider that thing into seasonal inventory. Fine. Now what is transportation? Transportation entails moving inventory from point to point in the supply chain. Transportation can take the form of many combinations of the modes and routes, each with its own performance characteristics. There are 6 basic modes of transport that a company can choose from. Fine. Ship, which is very cost effective but also the slowest mode of transport, that is shipping from the dockyard. Fine. It is limited to use between locations that are situated next to navigable waterways and facilities such as harbors and canals. Fine. So it is not door to door step shipping. Fine. It's basically from port to port in different countries and different cities. Now what is rail? Rail which is also very cost effective but can be slow. Fine. This mode is also restricted to use between locations that are served by the rail lines. So this is also not a door-to-door delivery. It can be just delivered on the railway stations where all the rail lines are connected. Fine. Pipelines. The pipelines can be very efficient but are restricted to commodities that are liquid or gases such as water, oil and natural gas. So you are very well aware about the water pipeline or the gas pipeline. So it is within the area. It is not globally spread, right? Trucks are relatively quick and very flexible mode of transport. Fine. Trucks can also go almost anywhere. The cost of this mode is prone to fluctuations, though the cost of the fuel fluctuates and the condition of the road varies. Fine. So it is the easiest mode of transport where we can say that even it has been delivered to the various locations. Almost the delivery is possible at any point. Fine. So it can be national, regional or a city. Fine. Now airplanes, it is a very fast mode of transport and a very responsive. Fine. But the thing is, it's very expensive as compared to all the other means of transport and is somewhat limited by the availability of appropriate airport facilities. So again here comes a catch that it will be only the only shipment can be done in the airport region only. Fine. On the airport facilities. Now electronic transport is the fastest mode of transport and is very flexible and cost efficient. However, it can only be used for a moment at certain types of products such as electric energy, data and products composed of data such as music, pictures and text. So emails, fine, any data such as like JPG, PDF files which are sent through emails or any other mode of electronic transfer. So it is much more convenient and much more faster than any other source of transportation. Fine. Information serves as the connection between various stages of supply chain, allowing them to coordinate and maximize total supply chain profitability. It is also crucial to the daily operations of each stage in the supply chain, for example, production scheduling system. Information is used for following purpose in the supply chain. Now we will further see where the information can be used. Fine. First one is the coordinating daily activities related to the functionings of other supply chain drivers, that is facility, inventory and transportation. So basically here we need to have an integration and communication between all the departments and drivers of the supply chain. Fine. Forecasting and planning to anticipate and meet future demands. Fine. Forecasting and planning means we need to predict the future demands and supply as per the season, as per the demand of the customer regionally or you can say globally. Fine. We have to take care of the availability at all the time. Okay. The third one is the enabling technologies. Many technologies exist to share and analyze information in the supply chain. Manager must decide which technology to use and how to integrate these technologies into their companies, like internet, ERP, and RFID. So ERP is the one of the software which is used in the industry for the ease of supply chain. Fine. Internet is a basic thing now. Sorry, which we use in each and every industry. What is sourcing? Sourcing is a set of business processes required to purchase goods and services. Managers must first decide which tasks will be sourced and those that will be performed within the firm. Fine. And which other tasks need to be sourced out of the firm. Outsourced, that is. Now, what are the components of sourcing decisions? In-house or outsource? Fine. The most significant sourcing decision for the firm is whether to perform a task in-house or outsource it to the third party. This decision should be driven in the part by its impact of the total supply chain profitability. Fine. So, see, I would like to take an example of the TCS company, where you can see TCS has its own modules and own softwares which are used in-house. Fine. And they take the contracts of the other firms as well. It might be of the private organization or the governmental organization. So what they do is they basically outsource the particular things which are not in their module, present in their module. Okay, so as to minimize the time frame in order to complete a particular assignment. Fine. Now, second one is the supply selection. It must be decided on the number of suppliers they will have for a particular activity. They must then identify the criteria along with suppliers will be evaluated and how they will be selected, like through direct negotiations or resort to an auction. Fine. Supplier selection is much more important in every organization because it will directly lead to the cost cutting of the particular product, and it will lead to the profitability of the organization. Right? What is pricing now? Pricing determines how much a firm will charge for the goods and services that it makes available in the supply chain. Fine, it's very simple. Pricing affects the behavior of the buyer for goods or services, thus affecting supply chain performance. It is a very crucial part in every organization. If the products are being manufactured and if they are not sold in a reasonable price, so organization can face lot of capital losses. Fine, because indeed any manufacturing unit has to sell all the manufacturing units which are in their stock room. Fine. What are the components of pricing decisions? Fine. Fixed prices versus menu pricing. Now here a firm must decide whether it will charge a fixed price for its supply chain activities or have a menu with prices that vary with some other attributes such as response time or location of the delivery. Now here I would like to take an example of the Amazon industry. So if you see, Amazon charges different prices, fine, for the same product. So why it is so? It is because the same product can be delivered in the same region, it might be same city, or it can be different region. Okay, fine. So the delivery cost of the particular shipment changes. So according to the shipping charges, okay, and according to the zone in which the particular product comes, all the fees get changed. Okay, everyday low pricing versus high low pricing. Obstacles to achieve strategic fit. The obstacles are increasing variety of products. Fine. See what happens if we increase variety of product. It will directly lead to low response time. Fine, for a company, because we will have a lot of products to take care of. Decreasing product life cycles. Increasingly demanding customers. Now see, it's good to have customers portfolio strong with the company, but it should need to be handled very precisely, because once the review of the particular organization gets affected with it can't be changed, and it can in a single day. Fine. So increasing demanding customers should be handled very, very precisely. Fragmentation of supply chain ownership. and globalization. Fine. Now in globalization, what are the challenges you can face? We can face the challenges of the governments, laws. Fine. Then we can change the we can see the problem of different likes and dislikes of the people. Okay, so according to that we have to change our product. Fine, it can be a challenge. So guys, thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoy watching the session. We'll catch you in next session very soon. Thank you.